we're up and running in a pretty decent time for once. Look at that. Let me, I guess I'll just let Garamond's stream play out. How's the audio? Pretty good, not bad, not bad. I'll put on lo-fi hip-hop beats after the song finishes. Yeah. I was going to stream Master Chief Collection because that game just got an update and I wanted to check it out, but my game isn't launching for some reason. So I'll have to figure that out later, but right now we can do this, I guess. Rank Bloodborne's bosses. I think I'm gonna make this just a recurring thing every time I actually, you know, beat one of these games. I didn't even beat Elden Ring when I made that tier list. I might revisit that. I might have to do that. Might do that at the end of the stream. There aren't that many bosses in Bloodborne. I'm gonna crank up the music real quick. This part's really fucking good. I love this soundtrack. It's so fucking good. It's just so good. It's so good. I killed a man today. Anyways, hi, hello. I'm gonna wait for the song to finish, and then we'll start the rankings. There aren't that many bosses, so I'm gonna stall for as much time as possible to make this decently length. And then I was just saying, like, right after this, I might open up the that old Elden Ring stream and just critique the picks we had. At that point in time when I made that stream, I did not beat Elden Ring. And now that I have fought most, if not all, the bosses, I think there's a few I haven't fought, but they're like the lame-ass duo fights that no one cares about. I think I have a better understanding of the game. So I'll give my 2 cents on that old list after we rank Bloodborne's bosses, which I'm much more familiar with, because I literally just beat that game. It's fucking phenomenal, spoiler alert. Like, I'm kind of spoiling the video I'm going to make on it by saying it's fucking amazing, and I love it, but oh well. Like, ever since I've started playing that game, there's been just more and more Bloodborne on the channel. It's been referenced more and more. You can't escape it. I can't escape it. So it only seems fitting that since I actually have fought all these bosses that I give my 2 cents on them. Granted, I've fought most of them only once. So there is that. Take what I say with a grain of salt. Some of these fights I didn't get a good grasp of because I was over-leveled. Mostly the Chalice Dungeon fights, because those fights, they're not the best. I'm gonna change these rankings. Let's call S tier the oh, hello. You are here to rank the Born of Blood bosses. You are really quiet right now. Hello? Is my lo-fi hip-hop beats too high?
No.
You're just very quiet.
Detecting.
Fix your mic. I'm gonna change these rankings. What's a dog shit thing I could put in D tier? What? The Witch's Femwick.
Yeah.
I actually don't think they're the worst fight in the game. I think there's one that's way worse. I'm just gonna call this Frenzy Meter. No. Bottom tier is Poison Swamp tier. S tier can be fucking,
Well, no.
Old Hunter tier, I guess.
What clear now?
Yeah, you're a little better.
Okay, it's because my sensitivity was way too high.
Ah.
They're cutting me off on low sound, so I had to speak louder for it to detect me.
Gotcha.
I don't want to talk loud.
Why don't you want to talk loud?
I don't know. I don't feel like it.
I'm trying to come up with decent,
tier names?
Yeah, decent tier names. It's not easy. Old Hunter is S tier because the Old Hunters DLC is fucking banger. I got lazy, I just called the bottom tier Poison Swamp. Cause fuck those poison swamps. Middle of the road. Tier names.
The equivalent of the middle of the road for Bloodborne.
Yeah, what's middle of the road for Bloodborne? I guess Spoderman. Because Rom. Rom is... spoiler alert, Rom is pretty mid at best.
On the B tier fight?
It might be B tier. I might put it in C tier, I don't know. Let me just make sure I actually remember what these are. S tier is Old Hunter. A tier we'll name something. B tier is just Spoderman. And then D tier. Is there an F tier fight in this game? Is there?
Is there an F tier fight in this game?
That is a great question, because if there is, I need to make it F tier.
Oh, actually, let me see all the fights.
There aren't many.
Oh no, okay. I think F tier to me is like something that's broken.
Oh.
Like a D tier fight is a fight that's uninspired. A F tier fight is like actually broken in its construction. Kind of like we did the Elden Ring one.
Yeah.
Where the twins.
Godskin, the foreskin twins.
Was an F tier fight because it's broken.
Didn't we put them on their own like bottom tier because they were just completely busted?
Yeah, that's what like F is to me. F is worse than D because an uninspired fight is still a fight. A F tier fight is like a fight that doesn't work within the game's like structure.
Yeah, I don't think Bloodborne has any F tier fights.
I don't think it does.
I don't think so. Like even if the fight's kind of stale, it's still a fight. Like it's not busted or anything.
Marion Descendants, Undead Giant, Star Beast, Reborn with Chimlick. No, I don't think there's anything lower than D.
I guess A tier can be, I don't know, Nightmare Dream thing. That's the hub world right there, the Nightmare Dream thing.
Old Hunter, Nightmare Dream, Endless Night. Maybe B for Endless Night, or C Endless Night, whichever you want.
Endless Night.
And then D is just Poison Swamp.
D tier. I guess C tier can be the Hunt. Okay, I like this. S tier Old Hunter. A tier can be Nightmare. A tier can, or fucking B tier can be Endless Night. C is the Hunt, and D tier is just Poison Swamp. I like this.
That's good enough.
This is good enough.
Are we doing what? We're doing bottom, up, or top down?
I'm gonna try and go in the order in which I fought them.
Oh, that you fight the bosses?
Yeah.
So Gascoigne's first.
No, Cleric Beast is.
Oh, Cleric Beast is first.
I went straight for Cleric
Well,
Beast.
for me,
I want the
Gascoigne is first. I fought Gascoigne before I fought Cleric Beast.
Oh.
Which might explain why it took me 50 attempts.
Maybe, yeah.
In like 2013.
Honestly,
10 years ago. That was 10 years ago.
The weird thing about Cleric Beast is, I'm normally terrible at beast fights, but I first tried this guy every time I fought him.
These fights aren't that bad, except, I don't know, Bloodstar Beast is special, because I always struggle with that
Bloodstar Beast is a bitch.
Like Paul was easy.
Parl
Vigor
wasn't
Emilio
bad.
was
I think I
easy.
was just fighting him when I was under-leveled initially.
I guess that, like I said, I guess it's just like my trait of like I struggle the first time I have a new concept, and then once I grasp the concept, I do it well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the same thing here, where gas coins suck, and then every other beast fight after that, I'm like, oh, I understand how you work now, and then just fucking put them in like 3 attempts.
Yeah. Where did we put
Me.
Cleric Beast? Because he's not really anything special.
I mean, it's a tutorial boss.
It really is a tutorial boss. He can't
But I feel
be
like it's
too
still-
crazy.
I feel like it's still like a B. I guess.
I think middle of the road's fine.
It's middle. It's a tutorial boss, but it was a good tutorial.
He's a good
It
tutorial
wasn't
boss.
bad.
He teaches you how the big chungos work. That's his role. And I think he does that pretty well. So next would be Gascoigne. I'm putting him in S tier.
I agree.
I really
I think
like
that was a great fight for like a first main fight.
Yeah, for the first main fight, he teaches you pretty much everything you need to know about the game. He teaches you that not only can you parry, but you can be parried. He shows off the trick weapons, and he shows you a little bit of beast fight at the end. Like he's got all 3 things you need to understand when fighting a hunter.
And he also teaches you to not be scared because you will get punished by
Yeah,
lane
he
attack.
also teaches you to be aggressive because if you play passively, you will die.
They will kill you. Yes,
You will die immediately.
it's a good first fight.
He's a good first fight. He does a lot for the game. So next would
Ooh,
be
here's the better question. A little bit of meta talk. Better than Margit.
then Margit.
As a fight as when you like fight them in the game. Better than Margit.
See, the thing when comparing the boss quality in Elden Ring to Bloodborne, it's that like Elden Ring is open world, right? So
Yeah.
when you fight Margit, you are either over-leveled or somewhat under-leveled. Like, unless you look up specifically, I should be at this level to fight this guy, you're gonna be one of those two.
It is hard to Elden Ring, right? Because everybody fought the boss at different times.
Yeah, and the builds are so drastically different, they vary in power immensely.
Sure.
Whereas, I think Bloodborne at least has more consistency so that you can actually talk about these bosses. Because, like, I looked up other playthroughs where, like, someone uses a upgraded spear saw cleaver or whatever, and they're doing roughly the same damage as me with my Ludwig's Holy Blade.
Yeah, kind of.
So it's like, it's much easier to compare the experiences of others, if that makes sense.
Anyway, who's next? After that, it's
After that would be
Shadow?
Bloodstarved Beast?
That's Bloodstar Beast. Bloodstar Beast.
Yeah, because you have to fight Vicar Amelia before Shadows.
I think it's Bloodstar Beast, then Parl, then Shadows.
Parl if you get teleported. Which I did, but I also kind of got my ass kicked by him.
So it's Bloodstar Beast.
Bloodstarved Beast is next, though, that's for sure. This guy is very aggressive.
This fight isn't bad. It's just hard for like where you are in the game.
Yeah.
And it breaks the rules of the fight of the beast you fought so far a little bit.
Well, to be fair, you've only fought Cleric Beast and Gascoigne. There weren't.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you fought those two and they taught you some lessons, and then like I feel like Bloodstar Beast kind of goes, well, not everything is gonna be those lessons.
Yeah.
It's like the immediate nuance giver of like, well, not every fight you're gonna use those same lessons.
I don't think he's a bad fight, but also I think they kind of went a bit overboard with the poison in the fight. I feel like he's fast and aggressive enough to not need poison to be a big threat. It's like I was just getting fucking comboed by his basic fucking slash attacks. And then you add the poison in, and it's like, okay, that's just one more thing I have to fucking deal with.
Yeah. Admittedly, probably my most memorable thing is when I killed this boss instantly by leading him to a corner. He fell to the map and died. That was hilarious.
That's another thing about this fight. You can cheese this motherfucker so easily.
You can make him fall out of the map. You can get him stuck in the corner.
Trap him in a corner. Yeah. You can do all sorts, and you can parry him.
Yeah.
I think maybe B.
Yeah, I put him on the same level as Cleric.
Yeah, I think I like
There's
Cleric Beast better,
fight.
but Bloodstar, yeah. Yeah, I like where this is going right now.
Watch this, nothing in C tier.
Oh, trust me. There is at least one thing going to be in this tier and this tier. Who would be next? After Bloodstarved Beast would be... Should we do Parl?
I mean, he is technically the next fight you can do, I think.
I'm trying to think.
They're about in the same area.
So you have to go to Old Yarnum, fight him, then you can open the door, then go down, and then... Yeah, okay, Parl would be next. Yeah.
Fight Parl next.
We'll rank Parl next.
That's what I did, at least.
I don't know if... I can't remember if I killed Parl first or after Amelia, but I know I killed him, so we're going with this.
I'm trying to remember back when I played Bloodborne about Parl's fight.
Parl is... This is a hard fight to talk about, actually. Actually, Parl does introduce the limb-breaking mechanic. Or at least he's like the most notable example of an early teachable moment of that.
So, yeah, breaking legs.
Yeah, if you just break his legs, then he does good.
That's not Cleric Beast also has limb breaking.
He hits hard, but he's also really fucking brittle. I mean, just fucking look at... Let me... I'm just putting him there for right now so I can go Google something. Dark Beast Parl.
Yeah, you literally can just like loop his legs and kill him pretty easily.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this.
You know that.
Tell me this guy is not brittle. He's literally bone. Like he's gonna get destroyed if you hit him with anything.
I will say though, one thing I would get to Bloodborne, they made all their beasts look very unique.
Oh yeah.
Just say that the concept is still beast, which you can't do a lot with.
Yeah.
You really can't.
I mean,
you
could argue they got kind of lazy with Lawrence, but even then, he's on fire and everything, and it makes sense considering his character.
And also, his fights, like, difficulty and uniqueness still makes up for that. Like,
yeah, he's got some neat tricks that separates him from Cleric Beast.
I remember Lawrence. I'm actually looking at a video of his fight, so I remember some of his fights.
Where do we put Parl? I might put Parl A tier. It's like, yeah, you can fight him when you're under-leveled, and that's kind of annoying, but other than that, he's pretty solid fight.
I need to turn up my sensitivity.
I'm gonna put Parl in A tier. He also introduces, like, elemental attacks that aren't poison. I'm not counting poison.
Yeah.
He's got the AoEs and everything. I think he's pretty good. He introduces a lot, he's flashy, he opens up the back entrance to Old Yarnum. Yeah, I think he's cool.
Did I first try Parl? I think I did first try Parl.
I did not. I was under-leveled the first time I fought him. I got fucked over.
I think I was on level and I beat him pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think I went back on my playthrough on my new PS4. And... I think I saved him for a bit later. Not too much later. I think I killed Amelia first. Or just made sure I was ready for it. I can't remember. Like, anything before Rom is a bit of a blur because I did it so many times.
My whole recollection is a blur because this was like 8 years ago. I did most of these bosses.
I think I'm also gonna put Amelia in 8. Do I want to, though? I will say, Amelia has the most shocking cutscene at this point in the game. It's like, yeah, we saw Gascoigne transform, but he just got, like, a little swole. Amelia went from a tiny girl to big-ass fucking... dog wolf thing? What the fuck even is Amelia? The thing with Bloodborne is that, like, most if not all the fights are solid at the very least. Like, it's hard to rank them.
Yeah, because they're similar types of fights.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because you're still in like the beast category.
Yeah. I don't know. Do I put what's Amelia's gimmick again? Is it healing?
She heals. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
it's healing.
heals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
She
you can
heals
use
that
numbing
with
mist on that, which I'm pretty sure I did. Honestly, Amelia, cool cutscene and cool design and all that, but the same tier as these two. Honestly, I think Parl just gets brownie points for having the lightning spectacle.
Yeah.
Like that's a neat twist in the fight. That does a lot for the fight. Yeah, I like where we're going with this right now. I think we skipped witches. I think witches would have come before.
No, Witch's Hamlet?
Well, we're doing Witches of Fenwick next.
No, Witch's Hamlet comes. Witch's Hamlet comes.
They come before Shadows, yeah.
Yeah, we're in the right order.
We're in there. Okay.
You can fight. You can fight Vicar Amelia. You could have fought Vicar Amelia before you fight Dark Beast or what you call it, I think, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So it's gonna be kind of out of order because it's past. You can take it.
Yeah, it's a little out of order, anyways. Witches of Hemwick. I don't know, probably C tier. This fight isn't anything special. It's a gimmick fight.
It is.
Like, it's a neat gimmick, and those shadow dudes are kind of intimidating. But, like, other than that, there's not much.
You can also skip all the shadows if you come in with 0 insight.
Oh yeah, if you go in with 0 insight, you just skip the shadows entirely.
Which makes this fight stupidly easy.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing they've got going for them is that, like, stun attack where they can run up and grab you, but even then, that usually doesn't kill you. Ever. It's usually the shadows that kill you.
Not usually. This fight's just long.
Yeah.
Annoying.
So you kill the first one, and then another one comes in, and then the other one probably gets resurrected if you're being a bit slow, and it's like,
Yeah.
It's an fight. It's not, like, terrible or anything, it's just a gimmick.
Shadows.
Shadows of Yharnam.
I like Shadows.
I really like this fight. This was...
It's hard, but
it's hard, but it's a fun hard, yeah. Do I want to put them in S tier? Do I want to put a gank fight in S tier? Do I want to get crucified for that one?
I think they're really cool aesthetically, but I don't think they're going to be on the level of Gascoigne.
Yeah, I feel like this tier is just like peak Bloodborne. They're probably like top of A tier though. Shadows of Yharnam.
Yeah, I put them top. I put them for now, yeah, top. They're really fun.
Like, I don't understand how we went from Ornstein and Smough and Shadows of Yharnam to fucking Godskin Duo. How did this happen? Like, they have their 3 unique things that allow them to act differently enough to where you're not just getting bombarded 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, it's hectic, but it's manageable.
And also, I feel like this fight would be bad if it was in Elden Ring, but it's fine in Bloodborne.
Yeah, if this fight was in Elden Ring, I'd put this in fucking F.
Yeah, that lets that be a thing. Yeah, it's fine in this game. And also, I do like the fact that they're all differentiated, so there's actually, like, strategies you can take out how you beat the fight.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure they're, like, if you look up strategies for this fight, one of the ones you're gonna find often is to go for the magic guy first.
Yeah.
I usually just like parrying the shit out of the sword guy first, because it's easy, just get him out of the way.
What is it? One is magic, one is a sword, and one has what? What's the third one?
The third one has a sword, but also has a flamethrower. It's a bit of both.
Oh, yeah. I think he's the guy that does the monitor's whistle thing.
Yeah.
I think. Or can they all do that if they transform? I don't remember.
I know they all do magic stuff when they transform, I just don't remember who does what. And I do like that they come back towards the end of the game, and you just basically slaughter them. It's like, wow, I've gotten so much more powerful since we last fought. And it's also neat how they always show up, like, right when you're about to meet Queen Yharnam. Well, except in the Chalice Dungeons, but we don't talk about that. We'll get to the fucking Chalice Dungeons.
After Shadows,
Rom.
Yeah,
Big Spider Rom. I'm putting this above Witches, but still in C tier. Rom is a fight.
Yeah, I feel like feel it needs to be like a ROM tier, and it's just above C, but below B. Like it's its own tier of just like.
ROM is in between C and B.
Because I don't feel fair. I don't feel at ease putting that in the same tier as witches.
ROM the
I don't feel
vacuous
right to me.
spider.
That don't feel right to me. I feel like it's like its own tier of fight.
So do we need an F tier?
No, it's just its own tier. It's just its own little distinction.
ROM just gets its own tier.
Because I don't like seeing witches like him wait next to ROM.
ROM's a weird fight. Honestly.
It's not a B tier fight, but it's not a C tier fight. It's just
you can have fun in this fight, but it's also definitely a gimmick fight and can be pretty boring sometimes. Like, it's literally in between these two tiers.
Also, I feel like another reason why I don't feel like putting it in the same place is that how you get into ROM's fight is cool.
Yeah, jumping into the lake and then just having that
like, at least it has like something going for it.
Yeah.
Like, the view is cool.
Aesthetically, it's pretty cool.
The fight is okay. Okay. And that's what I can say about it. But and then like witches just all walk through a fog wall and it's two witches.
Yeah. And you can summon for this fight, so you can manage those spiders a little easier. I know you can shadow or summon for shadows and have like a 3v3. That's pretty fun. But like ROM especially, trust me, just do it with summons. Just dealing with those spiders is so much easier with an extra set of hands.
Yeah, no, I think I was standing by putting ROM in its own category, thinking about later bosses.
Yeah.
I think it just be his own thing.
Who's after ROM?
After ROM? Is it
One Reborn?
I think so. I think you fight One Reborn after.
I really don't like One Reborn. I don't understand this fight at all. Honestly, this is the first D tier. I really don't like the One Reborn fight. Like, I think my issue with him is just that he's too big.
Yeah,
like I cannot tell what attack he's doing and when, because he's so fucking big.
I think this is gonna be the polarizer because I really had like little to no problem with this fight.
I had so much trouble with this fucking fight.
Like I only died to even back then. I think like when I went back and beat not beat, but got most of the way through Bloodborne. I think I only died like 3 times in this fight. Yeah.
I ended up cheesing this fight. Do you know the strategy where you just like get him to do one of his slam attacks in that wall and just keep smacking him? Yeah, I had to do that because I was so sick of this fight.
I don't like this fight though, because like the way I beat it was mainly just like taking hits every once in a while, just beating the shit out of One Reborn, and that basically was it. After you kill all the summoners. Yeah.
Also, apparently you can break his legs, but I never managed to do that when I was actually trying against him.
Like literally, all I did to beat him, I killed all the summoners, walked into his legs, and just transformation attacked until he fell over, and I just keep doing that until he died. So
I had the Holy Blade at that point. I was R1 spamming. To be fair, I had it in big boy mode, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine fight. It is a cool cutscene, at least.
It is a cool cutscene.
And also a body horror.
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
Like, One Reborn aesthetically really fucking nasty in all the good ways. But the fight itself, no, this is probably the weakest fight in Bloodborne. At least in my opinion. It's one of the weakest.
I don't think it's the weakest.
I don't think it's the weakest either. It's just at this point, with what we have right now.
Yeah, at this point it kind of is, yeah. At this point in the game it is.
Yeah. Should we do some of the side bosses?
No, I actually don't think that, which is the thing where we get silly.
I mean, Witches of Hemwick, at least they're not annoying. Like, you can actually tell what they're doing.
I think Witches is worse, because Witches, I feel like Witches just kind of came out of nowhere. The One Reborn does too, but it's more impactful. And like the Witches, you just walk into a wall and it's like, oh, I'm fighting a witch. Oh.
To be fair, Witches of Hemwick is technically optional. You don't have to do Witches of Hemwick. I mean, most people do, because I think you get the... What do you get from Witches of Hemwick? It's the runes?
I think so. Do you get the rune tool?
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't remember.
Witches of Hemwick.
Reward? I'm assuming.
Witches of Hemwick, Bloodborne Wiki. Shut up, Master Willem. What do they give?
Oh, yeah, they get Bloodshot
eyeballs.
I think that's it.
Well, no, the door behind them gives you something.
The door behind them, yeah, it gets you the rune tool.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
I think so. That's right.
I mean, they look cool. To be fair, that's just everything in Bloodborne. Everything this game looks cool.
I'm looking at Logarius is apparently next as the next optional boss.
I was gonna do Amygdala first.
One, because they're right next to each other on this list too.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Amygdala first. Amygdala I've fought normally in the actual game, and then in that fucking cursed Chalice Dungeon, because I was getting to Yarnum. And fuck the cursed Chalice Dungeon version of this fight. That is awful. I hate that fight.
I think normal's a high tier.
The normal fight, though, it is a pretty good fight.
Mainly because these things have been foreshadowed all throughout the game.
Yeah.
And then you finally get the fight one. And this fight actually lives up to what they are pretty well.
Do I want to give it B or A? That's the question. Because, like, the base game fight, I do actually like. It's just that version in the Chalice Dungeons where I have no health.
I give it A. It's higher than Cleric Beast.
Yeah.
It's not a Cleric Beast.
Should I put it in front of or behind Parl?
I'd say in front of.
He does. Yeah, Amygdala does have a lot more.
He does have a transformation. He does have a transformation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he rips his fucking arms off.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
That is a really cool part of the fight where he's just like, "Fuck this, ripping my arms off." Mata Ligarius. This is a good fight. I like this fight. He gave me a run for my money, but he was a good fight.
Parry the boss fight.
Yeah. To be fair, he made me switch from the blunderbuss to the hunter's pistol, just to beat him. If you have the blunderbuss, you are in for a rough time.
If you have if you have a pistol and you're just good with it, this fight is so easy.
Yeah.
You really just stand.
To be fair, the same thing can be said with Gascoigne.
That's technically every human boss.
That's every parryable fight. Well, except
but I'm saying this mainly because I don't remember anything more about this fight except me parrying and killing him. Because that's how we beat him.
Honestly, I struggled to find the window to parry him. It might have also been because I switched guns and didn't know the timing that well, so that could be it. But I found his windows to parry were a little weird.
Like, the only thing I ever parried was his leaping attack, where he jumps above you, I think.
Oh, I tried parrying that. I could never parry that one.
And that was the only thing I could parry consistently. I got that, every time.
He's a really cool fight, though. I like his little, magic scythe thing. And the sword attack he does in the second phase. That's really cool.
I remember that. It's long ass attack.
And also his fucking cutscene is so fucking ominous. It's just basically his little corpse just waking up, and it's all snowy and shit. It looks so fucking cool. Honestly, I'm just gonna pull it up.
I'm watching.
Martyr Ligarius.
Oh yeah, he was in the throne.
Cutscene. Yeah, he just sits up. A lot of bosses do that in this game, I'm noticing. The Martyr Ligarius cutscene. Here we go. It's in 720p, thanks.
Hearing it for horrible.
I just oh, it's go time? Okay. Also, doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
Audio cuts out when he grabs his weapon. That's so cool.
Oh yeah, I remember his spells, yeah.
Yeah, his spells are really cool.
I also think this fight is unique, because I think it's one of the only fights where you were incentivized to use light cover.
Yeah. You're definitely supposed to use cover in that fight. No doubt about that. I will say, his run back is easily the worst. It's such a shit run back. Like, getting back to him after he's killed you is such a pain in the ass.
Okay, I'm trying to remember this fight more. I think this fight was fun.
It was a fun fight. Who would be next? I guess Celestial Emissary?
Yeah. Celestial Emissary.
I'm just gonna put him in C tier above Witches of Hemwick.
Okay, what do you think is D tier?
D tier is Poison Swamp, the One Reborn.
You put One Reborn below Celestial Emissary? I feel disparaged.
Listen, Celestial Emissary, it's a pretty lazy boss, but like it's not terrible.
I think Celestial Emissary is like lower than that because you literally just it's a mob you've already seen before.
Yeah.
It's really just like a swarm of mini. It's not even really a boss.
I mean, like, there's a big one.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's a very average fight. Like, it's nothing special or anything.
And like I'm saying this because like if Celestial Emissary wasn't a boss, it would just be a room that had all these enemies in it.
Yeah.
Just straight up, like it would be a room that just had those enemies in it. Like, it looks like
if it wasn't a boss, though, you could easily just walk right past them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, is it really a boss, or is it just like a named group of enemies? I don't think that's a boss usually.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Put them down there, just for the laziness factor. Like, honestly, I like them better as a boss fight than One Reborn, but that's just because I hate One Reborn.
I like One Reborn more than what you call it. I at least put One Reborn in C personally.
I fucking hate that fight. He's too big.
Even then, I don't feel like One Reborn is close to Witches of Hemwick.
Yeah.
It might, like, to me, it might be in the same place as Drum. That's what I would.
You would put One Reborn in between C and D.
Yeah, I would.
Jesus Christ.
I would. With short tier list.
I'm not. I'm putting this asshole in D tier. Ebritus, however you say this fucking name. Ebritus.
Ebrietas, where the E came?
It's literally spelled Ebrietas.
It is.
Yeah.
Ignore me. Technically, Mikolash is first.
No, you can get to Ebritus before Mikolash.
Ebritus.
And I'm just grabbing this.
Ebrietas doesn't look right.
Ebrietas. Honestly, I'd say Ebritus is like on par with the beast fights. Like, I'd say the best of B tier just for the design and everything. But like, it's just a bunch of like swinging tentacle attacks, and then like the second phase, if you can call it that, it just causes frenzy buildup.
Ebritus is
It's an alright fight.
They're a fight.
I think the design just carries it. Also, there's lasers. I forgot there's lasers.
Yeah. But in that, I thought that Mikolash. I hate Mikolash.
I think Mikolash is just alright.
It's a fine fight.
Like, I thought it was a fun little gimmick, but I can definitely see where he can be annoying.
It's an annoying fight.
Do I want to put him above Witches? I'm also a bit biased because I think Mikolash is just such a goofy fucking goober. And like, I can never not smile when I'm just near this fucking dumbass.
It's like, once again, if this is my tier list, I'm putting on par with like Rom. And like I think Rom is like almost a turn of a type of fight.
Okay, I'm making an F tier. This needs to be C tier.
C tier, okay. I'm saying, I feel like at this point it's becoming a type of fight of like it's its own Miko Rom. I don't know.
Miko Rom.
It's like its own fight.
Miko Rom, the new sitcom. So this is the new Poison Swamp tier. I guess. Unless you want to make F tier Poison Swamp.
Right, F tier.
F tier is Poison Swamp. No, F tier is fucking Winter Lanterns. Fuck those things.
Yeah, Winter Lanterns.
But yeah, Mikolash, he's alright. He can be annoying, but he's also just such a goofy fucking goofball. Like, I'm just gonna look up Mikolash Awu, and that's all I need to justify my case.
Mikolash what?
Mikolash Awu.
What is this?
He's such a fucking goofball. Clean Mikolash quotes. Also, there's a reason he's in the fucking thumbnail of this stream, because he looks so fucking goofy. Like, his fight is just alright, but he's such an enjoyable goofball.
For some sake.
No, we shall not abandon the dream.
No one can stop us now.
Yeah, I'll give Mikolash that. He's very iconic.
He's very iconic.
Very iconic.
Whoever did the voice work for him, fucking great.
You hear our us
Grant us eyes. Oh yeah, we cannot forget the best. That's not what I was going for. We forget the best fucking line. Just him screaming.
So you kill him, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna tell you, I don't like Murgos.
You don't like Murgo?
This fight disappointed me.
Honestly, I was gonna save Murgo for after the DLC, because that's what I did.
Or you could. But yeah, this fight disappointed me. It was way too easy.
It is definitely easy.
For how late this is in the game, way too easy.
Honestly, since we're talking about it, might as well just do it now. Murgo's Wet Nurse is very cool. Like, aesthetically so cool. But the fight is so fucking easy.
So easy.
You can literally just walk behind it.
Yeah, it's like Clary Beast difficulty. Like almost pushover level at the point of what you fought by this point.
Especially at this point in the game where you're doing like fucking 500, 600 damage a swing or something stupid like that. Like, the damage is built. Apparently there's like a clone shadow attack thing. I never saw a Murgo do that to me. I've seen it. It never happened to me though. Because I just killed it too fast.
There's nothing outstanding from him, right?
Yeah. I think this fight is just carried by visuals.
Yeah, I also think this fight should have had a transformation.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been easy. It shouldn't have been that easy.
I'm gonna put Murgo's Wet Nurse at top of D tier.
Actually, isn't Murgo a nightmare?
Murgo is the nightmare, yes.
Yeah, like, it's a nightmare and it was that easy.
Well, no, the Wet Nurse is just what's watching over Murgo. Wait, is Murgo's nightmare... Murgo's not... Ha! Is Murgo's Wet Nurse the nightmare, or is Murgo the nightmare?
No, I think Murgo is the nightmare.
Well, no, because when you kill Murgo, the baby stops crying, and then that's when it shows the nightmare slang text. So Murgo would be the nightmare.
Yeah, Murgo's Wet Nurse.
Here we go, lore. Murgo's Wet Nurse is a being that guards the infant Murgo, the source of the nightmare of Mensis. There you go.
Yeah,
Murgo's the nightmare.
Murgo's Wet Nurse.
So what the fuck is Murgo's Wet Nurse? Well, I guess if Murgo is the source of the nightmare of Mensis, then Murgo could have just been like, hey, give me a bodyguard.
Murgo is a child of Yarna.
Yeah. Murgo is a child of Queen Yarnum, who is standing outside the boss room. She will bow to the hunter if they go back the way they came after defeating Murgo's Wet... Oh, I didn't know that I killed Queen Yarnum. Because I was using that area for farming, so I just slapped her anyways. Oh, also, Murgo's Wet Nurse is vulnerable to just about everything. So...
Poison, yeah, bolt, poison, arcane.
Yeah,
she doesn't have a lot of poise.
This fight is very easy.
And also, she's way too slow for Bloodborne.
Yeah, I feel like if they put Murgo's Wet Nurse in like one of the Dark Souls games, maybe even Elden Ring, it'd be pretty good.
Be horrible.
It wouldn't be terrible. But in Bloodborne, it's just really slow. Well, you're just speedy as fuck.
Sure cries out.
And like, that would have been cool if Murgo's Wet Nurse actually had like a big health bar to make up for the fact that it's so slow.
She doesn't.
But
She doesn't have
but it don't.
But
it don't.
Just gonna lay her down if you have something good enough.
Yeah.
Like, and burst her.
Alright.
Even...
Alright, it's time for the DLC. Ludwig the Holy Blade fucking top of S tier.
Yes.
I don't think we need to explain this one. It's fucking...
It took me an hour to beat.
This man took me 3 hours to beat.
Jesus.
It took me... Actually, let me check the recordings. I will add up the runtime of each recording right the fuck now.
No. I didn't know. I did not beat Ludwig in an hour. I beat him multiple hours.
In multiple hours. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hour and a half for the first recording, hour and a half for the second, and 16 minutes on the last one. So it took me like
that's alright.
Over 3 hours.
Ludwig is hard. His run back is pretty bad too. I remember right, he had a decent run back. He had to go through the little like bloody sewer area. Right?
Yeah, actually no, you can get a church lantern. Like that's basically right outside his door. His run back isn't that bad. But like Ludwig is definitely a massive jump in difficulty from the base game. But he's just so damn fun. And then you feel bad after you fucking kill him. It's like, if you go talk to him with the church attire, it's just like, my church hunters, they're the honorable Spartans after all. Well, if you lie to him, that is. It's like, ugh!
I didn't. I said no.
Damn. Heartless bastard.
I am heartless. Yes, I am.
I lied to him, and he said that he can rest in peace. And like, I'm just gonna pull up the fucking...
I think if you tell him the truth that they're bad, he just says, "Oh no," and then I killed him immediately. I didn't even let him think about it.
Yeah. I'm pulling up his fucking quote because the last thing he says is so fucking sad. Here we go.
Can you tell him I'm gonna play Dark Age on Baldur's Gate?
Perhaps. Where are the
evil origin.
Dialogue. Yeah, this is what you say if you lie to him. Ah, good, that is a relief. To know I did not suffer such denigration for nothing. Thank you kindly. Now I may sleep in peace. Even in this darkest of nights, I see the moonlight. It's like,
yeah, if you lie. Yeah, if you lie, he says, "Oh my, just about fear, then a
does the nightmare never end?" Die.
Yeah. And then I killed him.
Like, this man hits on all cylinders. He's just fucking great. Stop DMing me in the middle of the stream. Join the fucking voice chat. Someone is DMing me. God, Ludwig's... The DLC fights are so fucking good. They're just so good! Lawrence the First Vicar. That's the one
I need to see this fight again.
This is the fight that made me level my vitality, and I wish I had done that for Ludwig, because that would have been a lot nicer to have. I cannot tell you how many times Ludwig one-shot me. It was a lot. And then it happened again with Lawrence, and I was like, okay, fuck this. Then he still took me a couple attempts.
Let me see his fight again. I know he's like a bisected beast that's on fire.
He's at least on par with the cleric beast, because
at least he is in the second half, right?
What was that?
Yeah, in the first half he's upright, and the second half he's like crawling around, right?
Yeah, the first half he's just a cleric beast with fire attacks, and then second phase is actually. Excuse me,
that's one thing. He has so much health. Both of these bosses have so much health.
He has so much fucking health.
They eat damage.
I was just roll-gigging him.
He's hitting him for like 600 to hit, and it's only doing like 30% of his life bar.
I'm not showing it, Tulio. Fuck off. Lawrence was definitely a bit frustrating, but it was still a pretty decent fight. I think I'm gonna go somewhere in A tier. I don't know where in A tier. I'll donate you money to show it. I don't have donations, Tulio. Fuck off.
You donate to me instead, so I can not show it to you.
Do I want to put... Also, Lawrence's soundtrack is fucking underrated. Like, that's just a personal thing, but his theme is very underrated. It's really good. Do I want to put Lawrence above Parl? Or just right there?
He just melts into a puddle, funniest thing ever seen.
Yeah. Admittedly, when he does lose his legs, he's a bit easier. But, like, after the fucking first phase, I fucking hope so. That first phase is brutal with all the fire trails and everything. Cause he hits like.
Also, I do like the contrast though between the two bosses too.
Yeah.
Like Lawrence is like still kind of not Lawrence.
Ludwig manages to.
Ludwig is more like still there, yeah, and Lawrence is just a rampaging beast.
Yeah. That is true, actually. Their second phases are the complete opposites.
They made it feel like that, yeah. They made it feel like that.
Yeah.
With Lawrence's fight.
Do we want to keep Lawrence here? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Where did you place him?
He's right behind Dark Beast Parl.
I can kind of see that. I can see it.
We're gonna leave him here? I think we can leave him there. The Living Failures.
F tier.
Right. F tier?
No,
I'm putting them...
I don't even... Is it basically like another Celestial Emissary refight, or is it different?
It's a little different. It's basically just bigger Celestial Emissaries, and there's only 4 of them at a time. But they also do have a really cool space attack.
Oh yeah, they do the media thing, I think.
Sorry, I'm typing real quick. I'm texting and streaming. It's against the law. Anyways. Yeah, Living Failures. They are a pretty easy fight, but that one galaxy attack just it nudges them up a little. They're really just a warm-up for Maria, so they're not anything special. I haven't
fought anybody past, I think, what we've already graded.
How dare you text and stream? I know, right? I'm such a criminal.
I don't think I've fought anything past for the main game, but we've already graded.
Yeah.
So
now it's basically stuck to me right now.
Oh no, I've done some of the dungeon bosses though.
Yeah.
For main game though, I don't think I've done anything past this. I never got to Maria. I never got Living Failures.
I think I'm gonna leave Living Failures. Actually, I'm gonna put them above Witches of Hemwick because Witches of Hemwick are just way easier and not as interesting. I think this is good. Because Living Failures does have that one galaxy attack that's just really nice. It's a visual treat. It's easy to dodge, mind you, but I mean, it looks cool. And Lady Maria, fucking S tier. I don't think it's any fucking competition. The Old Hunters DLC is really good.
I've seen this fight, and even I would give it an S. This fight looks sick.
This fight is so fucking fun, and I first tried it. Like, I want to fight her again because it was that much fun. That's when you know a boss is good. Like, I will say, the ability to parry her specifically ruins any chance of her being terribly difficult because you could do a lot of fucking damage when you parry her. She doesn't have that much health. This is one of the times where I'd want a boss to have more health.
I saw you play. I saw your fight of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very health wise.
It was definitely like I'll say Lady Maria is the biggest like the biggest example of the Hunter v Hunter fights being like a dance of sorts, where you're just dodging and weaving, like parrying and swinging. Like, it's so fun. It showcases Bloodborne's combat so well, but holy shit, her health is just non-existent. I'm still gonna put her above Martyr Ligarius though, just because I'm a simp. And I envy. I think Gascoigne's still better just in terms of being the first, like, main boss and, like, a tutorial tester. Because, like, his role in the game is a lot more significant, where I feel like Lady Maria in lore would probably have more significance. And then, I'm gonna be biased here, Orphan of Cause is my favorite fight in the game. I think he's pretty much perfect. Like, he's aggressive, but not aggressive enough to be Bloodstarved Beast. Like, he's aggressive enough to be intimidating, but not too much to be an annoyance. He's parryable, but he also doesn't have shit health, Maria. And, like, also just his fucking soundtrack, how the first phase is just scored with a really somber track, like, sort of like Gehrman's theme, which makes sense because Gehrman was there at the Fishing Hut Massacre, or whatever that was. And then in the second phase, where he, like, grows his wings and shit, is when it gets all aggressive and everything.
What is Orphan? What is this thing?
Orphan of Cause is... or was, I'm pretty sure, killed because a fishing hamlet, like, basically fished up Cause, and in doing so, killed the unborn child. So then, Cause cursed the old hunters who had done it to, be trapped in a nightmare when they go, bloodlust and all that. And then Orphan of Cause is there to make sure that nightmare stays open.
And mentioned as the poor rising child of the being Cause, it can be theorized that the desecration of Cause by the old hunters led to the death of this infant great one, causing it to fade into a similar plane to Limbo.
Yeah.
In retaliation for that saddening fate, the devoted mother Cause laid a curse upon the blood of the old hunters responsible for their early death. Yeah, I think you're basically right.
Yeah. And, like, also, thematically, you could say that the first stage of the fight is the first stage of grief, in a sense, and then the second stage, which is a bit more understandable, is the second stage of grief, which would be, anger. Which makes sense considering the soundtrack gets a lot more bombastic, Orphan goes fucking ham on all his attacks. Really, the only thing I still haven't really understood with this fight is that one lightning attack, but I also don't go too far out in the water, so that's probably my fault. But yeah, this fight is so fucking fun. I can't wait to fight him again. He took me like 40 minutes to beat, but he was so damn fun the whole time. Like, I think it was the second try on him where I got him down to like one hit away and he killed me. And I was like, oh, it's fucking on now, man. Like, fucking bring it. I'm bringing out the fisticuffs. Come on.
The wiki description at the end of like the strategy is so hilarious. It says in italics, if you are anywhere religious, it is also heavily advised to pray as much as possible to your god of choice for help, as killing this boss will most likely be the most painful thing you've ever done in your life. Losing faith in God during the fight due to mental anguish causes not uncommon. Having a therapist close by for immediate emotional assistance is also wise. An emotional call will not affect the orphan's damage or health pool, and you will probably need it. Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
That's worthy of an S tier description. Somebody actually put time to put that there, and that tags at the bottom.
That's amazing.
Also, the fact that the wiki also says it's if you need time to buff yourself or to psychologically prepare for this fight, the boss won't attack you unless you cover 2/3 the distance between the entrance and him. Beautiful.
That is true. Orphan just kind of stares out at the... I guess it's the sun? I don't fucking know. It's a nightmare. Nothing makes sense. But he just stares out at the ocean until you approach. I think that's pretty neat. I was gonna say something. Right, before we move off of Orphan, I want to say, this is how you do a difficult fight well, Melania.
Yeah.
This is how you make a hard fight enjoyable. Fucking hate Melania. Anyways.
Literally all Melania needs to change to waterfowl to cause a great fight.
Literally. Honestly, if you put Melania in Bloodborne and let her get parried, it might be way more fun. If you parry waterfowl, man.
What I gathered, Melania was supposed to be in Sekiro, which makes total sense because then you could parry all of waterfowl and then you just counter her at the end, which would probably be stupid satisfying.
That would probably be really fun, but they put Melania in Elden Ring
for some
reason, where she doesn't really belong.
But then we fit there, yeah.
I don't know the fucking order in which the Chalice Dungeon bosses go, so I'm just gonna do my best guess. I think Undead Giant might be first.
I think so.
There's a couple variants of this guy, but he's pretty alright. Like, he's nothing too crazy.
He's just the same giant from Elden Ring.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just the guy, he's just the big dude we beat up on. He's our testing dummy.
Yeah.
And that makes him a C-tier fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him above Rom and Mikolash, though, because he is an actual fight. He doesn't have any gimmicks.
I disagree, but this is fine.
You like Rom and Mikolash more than the Undead Giant?
Yeah, I mean, he's popcorn buddy. We just beat up on him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Undead Giant is a nobody.
Yeah, we just
and
beat up on him.
Mikolash goes, ow! Go fucking goof. He's so goofy. Also, I love the fucking image they did for Mikolash. He just got his hands in the air. He's such a goofy goober. Yeah, Undead Giant definitely C tier. Who the fuck would be? I guess Beast Possessed Soul. The thing with a lot of the Chalice Dungeon fights is that there isn't really much to them. I think I'll put Beast Possessed Soul above Undead Giant because he has fire attacks.
Was he like the big pig kind of?
The big pig? No, Beast Possessed Soul is the devil looking guy. Like this is basically just a demon. The Beast Possessed.
Oh yeah, the Krampus dude.
Yeah, Krampus looking motherfucker.
Krampus dude, yeah. I'm thinking of I know there is a what you call it. Sweet
there
Jesus.
is a pig fight in the Chalice Dungeons.
Also, of course, on the first page of Google, I see furry hyper art of this character. Of course there is. Why? My eyes have been cursed. Why is this here?
I think Merciless Watchers are next. Honestly, I'm putting them bottom of D tier. They are so fucking easy to kill.
Google, you don't have to read me so well, okay? Stop.
The Merciless Watchers are just 3 big guys, and that's it. You just parry them and then wail on them like they're a fucking cakewalk, really.
What boss is this?
Merciless Watcher.
Oh, that's the 2 prison dudes, right? Yeah.
No, it's the 3 big chungos.
Yeah, isn't it just like an upscaled normal enemy?
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely over leveled for this fight because I saved the Chalice Dungeons for last like a dumbass. But yeah, I don't even think I would struggle with them on like recommended difficulty level. It's like it's just 3 big guys. You just parry them. It's whatever. Who would be next? Keeper of the Old Lords, I guess, would be next. Also, I think they're missing a fight. There's that one big beast with the worm coming out of his head.
Keeper. Oh yeah, is that it? Yeah, no, they are missing some because that is a different boss.
Yeah. That fight, I think I would.
Oh yeah, the witch. That's the witch dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna save you for a little bit because I want to talk about that one fight where the worm comes out of his face. Like that, I'd probably put like top of C tier, maybe.
Also, you know what? I didn't think about it.
Bottom of B tier.
I didn't think about it, but Keeper of the Old Lords does look like a Dark Souls dude.
He does.
He really does.
I'm pretty sure one of the theories is that if you look in the Chalice
Yeah.
dungeons, there's like knight armor and stuff. So this is like way in the future of Dark Souls.
It's been a running theory that all the Souls games are connected.
Yeah, and I mean it makes
Also,
sense with Marvelous Chester and Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, what is
That man is literally just from Bloodborne. You can't tell me he isn't. There's a Keeper of the Old Lords, the Dark Souls looking dude. This fight is pretty fun. You can't
Bloodletting. Yeah, they don't have Bloodletting Beast.
That's what it was.
They also don't have Brainsucker, who did the boss.
If Brainsucker was on this list, it would go bottom of F tier. I hate that fucking thing.
Brainsucker is a boss in Chalice Dungeon.
I know it is. I hate it.
Do they have to marry an elder?
Oh, they don't. Oh,
Yeah,
they're
they
missing
have
some of the
to
Chalice
marry an
Dungeon
elder.
bosses.
They don't have Abhorrent Beast. Abhorrent Beast. You can't fight the Bloodstar Beast again.
Yeah. Okay, let's be honest. How many people actually care about the fucking Chalice Dungeon bosses?
Headed Bloodletting Beast. That's not there either. Yeah, Bloodletting Beast.
Bloodborne boss tier list. I am checking to see if this one has it. This one doesn't have the fucking names on it. This is also only main game bosses.
Yeah, it's not gonna have all.
Chalice and DLC included. Here we go.
Because admittedly, like, a lot of these
This
require
is
you
the
to be
same
very
one where
deep
this
chalices.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they've got Queen Yarnum on here, and she's like the deepest
Yeah.
of deep Chalice Dungeon bosses. So I don't know why they didn't include some of these other bosses. I cannot, for the life of me, read. I'm going presentation mode, maybe. Yeah, I just cannot, for the life of me, read this one, but it might have the missing bosses. Probably not. Whatever.
What is the Yarnum Stone? I don't think I ever killed her.
Yeah, if you kill Queen Yarnum, you get the Yarnum Stone, which does absolutely nothing.
It unlocks ritual blood flow from bad messengers.
Oh. Okay, it does that. But, I mean, at that point, why would you ever want to go back in the Chalice Dungeons?
This is great trivia. One could reasonably assume that this is a so-called lithopedion, a calcified unborn dead fetus. Great. I love Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne.
I love Bloodborne so much. Where are we putting Keeper of the Old Lords? Because he's actually
Why is there a
cool
Wikipedia page for this?
For what?
Oh, because it's the actual thing. People give birth to these. What?
What?
Yeah, a lithopedion is like an actual medical thing, apparently.
Oh.
A lithopedion.
I'm gonna rank Keeper of the Old Lords now.
A stone, or so-called a stone baby. I love it. I love the world. I love the world we live in. It's literally called a stone baby because people give birth to them and they're literally just stone, like they're just calcified and basically petrified. Unborn kids, beautiful.
Learning with Bloodborne.
I didn't even know this, but see, video games do teach you something. Video games do teach you something, even if it's incredibly disgusting.
I think I'm gonna put Keeper of the Old Lords in B tier? Maybe? I don't know where to put Keeper of the Old Lords. Because it's basically a hunter fight with fire magic.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put him. I'm gonna put him in between Bloodstarved Beast and Cleric Beast.
There's also a comment on the wiki that's my exact same thing. I came here to read the Bloodborne wiki, left learning about calcified babies. Correct.
I think this is a good spot for Keeper of the Old Lords. Right in the middle of B tier. I think it's a good spot for him. Watchdog of the Old Lords. This thing is actually pretty interesting.
Watchdog, that's the big fire dog.
That's a big fire dog. I think I'm gonna put this top of B tier. Actually, he's really similar to Lawrence. Shouldn't I just put him right next to Lawrence?
Watchdog, I remember Watchdog being basically like a big pig.
I mean, he kind of is. He's also a lot more dangerous than a pig.
Yeah. I don't know if I like being on the same tier as Battletron. I think it's top of B, maybe.
Top of B. Because it is basically just Lawrence, but not as good. So this makes sense. You go from this to Lawrence. That makes sense. Well, Tumerian Descendant, the only representative for the Tumerian bosses, apparently. This fight's actually pretty interesting. He is definitely one aggressive thing, undead man.
Throwing blades of mercy, my friend.
Yeah, he's literally throwing sickles at you. That's what he's doing. He's a fucking madman. Do I want to put him in A tier though? Because he is probably the best Chalice Dungeon boss, I'd say.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't know if that means he's A tier. Fuck it, I'm gonna put him in A tier.
Okay, I can see it.
Behind
this fight seems fun. He does have a transformation.
That is true. His transformation is just splitting his sickle into two.
I mean, it doesn't reasonably change how the fight goes. I think
it makes pairing a lot easier. Actually, I'm gonna put him above Lawrence, just so these two can stay right next to each other.
Yeah, they don't have Tumerian Elder though.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
That's to do with the scythe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has like fire magic and a scythe.
That's the fucker that teleports. I'd put him in C tier.
Think so? Yeah.
That teleport is annoying. It's like he has ranged attacks, so he just teleports away and just fucking pelts you. It's like, come on. I did not get good RNG with that fight. Queen Yarnum, for how much fucking bullshit you have to go through in the Chalice Dungeons to get to this fight, it's not worth it. She just... Her first phase is literally just throwing spells and freezing you in place. And then second phase, she just has a knife. And can copy herself. But it's really obvious which one it is because she's covered in blood at this point. And then third phase, the knife is on fire, I think? It's either on fire or covered in blood. And like it's not... I'd say it's top of C tier, because it is a pretty enjoyable fight, but also with how much bullshit you had to go through in the Chalice Dungeons, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I see she was like a Murgo's fight for me right now.
I mean, she was pretty easy, but also, like, I don't know. She was kind of a Murgo, but she was also not as easy as Murgo. Murgo was a complete pushover. Queen Yarnum has like a sizable amount of health and can do a good bit of damage.
Oh yeah, she's a lockdown spell.
Yeah, she can lock you down. That's pretty annoying. Like, my only problem is, this is Queen Yarnum. They named the fucking town after her. And, like...
In her defense, she is pregnant.
Well, no, she got a fucking... She got it cut out of her, didn't she? That's why all the blood's there? Because her child was basically stolen from her?
Who knows? She drops a stone baby.
She drops a stone baby, exactly. Who fucking knows? She's just a... I will say, having Murgo's crying play during the fight is a nice touch. That is a nice touch. But, like, my thing is, the fight itself isn't too terrible. It's just the amount of fucking work you have to do to get to that fight. It's just not worth it. Alright, let's go to the end game here. We're on the last two. Gehrman the First Hunter. Fucking S tier.
How much insight did you have when you fought her?
Good question. Let me check. Because I do have the footage on hand.
Apparently this matters.
Oh. I'm gonna tell you the insight, and then you tell me what that's supposed to do. I had 10 insight.
Okay, never mind.
I had 10
you were below the amount people are talking about, apparently.
What happens at higher insight levels?
According to some people, the lower your insight, the less moves she uses.
Really?
Go into boss fight with less than 15 insight, that way she doesn't use her whole moveset.
What?
Is that true? It's just in the comments. I'm trying to actually confirm. Is that a thing? Like, does she do less moves if you have low insight?
Do I have to replay that fight now? Just to see the whole moveset? Because, like, I can just load up the New Game Plus file, and the dungeon's right there. I just have to run through it again. And I have, like, an assload of insight at this point. I'm gonna look this up, actually.
Doesn't matter, though.
Queen Yharnam fight. 83 insight. Okay, here we go. Let's see if there's any new moves. Lockdown, doing spells and shit. Yep, she did that.
So it seems like it's just a rumor, but I wonder if it is a thing or not.
So far, I'm not seeing anything too different. Seems pretty standard right now. Nothing I haven't seen. She does break them cuffs in the fight. She does some stabbing. What? What? I don't remember that. She has fucking gravity magic, apparently.
Okay, at least she does have new text, so you know what that is.
I remember that. Honestly, if it didn't take as much work to get to this fight, I'd probably rank it higher. It's like, it's not a bad fight.
You just felt disappointed?
Yeah. Well, not even disappointment, but more just like, I went through all that just for this. Like, I was expecting a Melania kind of fight. Yeah, here's third phase with the blood sword. Was it just that one attack?
Maybe.
Because she did that. I know she did that in my fight. I'm just gonna skip forward. Is there anything? I think she did that. Yeah, that looks familiar. I just don't remember that gravity attack.
Bullying her.
Yeah. That is very interesting.
Okay.
Anyways, Gehrman, the first hunter. This is the most tragic fight in the game.
Yes, dear.
Like, it's absolutely S tier. Unfortunately,
I didn't even beat this fight in this S tier.
Yeah. I think he suffers from the same problem that Maria does, in that parrying does so much damage to him that it's just like, damn, fight's over before it even gets good. So, which makes sense in lore, but also, goddamn, parrying is so broken in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... Well, I want to say that's every Souls game, because Elden Ring kind of nerfs it.
Yeah, Elden Ring, I don't even fucking bother with parrying. I tried it once, And I was like, no.
It's not.
It's just way better to try and dodge or just trade damage.
Mm-hmm.
Is Gehrman. Gehrman, even without the context of the fight, would still be S tier. But the context of just fighting a sad old man who wants his nightmare to end is just like, ugh! And the soundtrack is so sad. It's like, ugh. I'm gonna put him above Gascoigne.
It's a great song.
Great song. The fucking choir coming in after that little, like, drop-off's like... Also, the fact that that one merchant in Elden Ring is just playing it on his little violin thing. Just like, sadness.
The Moon Presence, which I definitely haven't done.
Moon Presence is a pushover. Absolute
Really?
fucking pushover, yeah. Like, it's pretty basic attacks for the most part. There's that one attack that wipes, like, you down to 1 HP, but you just rally it all back up, so it doesn't really matter. Like, he doesn't really have much. Like, he's kind of undercooked, honestly.
He beat Moon Presence in 2 minutes? Jesus, what?
Yeah, I beat Moon Presence really quick. Granted, I left the fight.
Wait, not even that. Not even that. 1 minute of this video is the cutscene. Wait, what?
Yeah, I told you Moon Presence was a pushover.
I will say, it looks really cool, though.
It is a really cool looking fight. And I think aesthetically is why he'd be an A tier.
Oh, it doesn't have much health.
Well,
Yeah,
not
it
even A
doesn't.
tier, yeah. That's the problem with Bloodborne bosses. None of them have any health. Like, other than the DLC bosses, they're also
the game lets you be, yeah.
Yeah. Like, the fights are over before they even begin.
Wait, why does he stand still so long after that attack? Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
The one that he wipes out all your health?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so you can rally it back up. Because if he attacked right after that, then it'd just be such a stupid move. Like, that's basically if they gave Melania a stagger animation after the waterfall. So you can actually capitalize on it.
What's really weird to me is that this is probably like one of the biggest creatures, but it doesn't have a get off me attack.
I mean, it probably does, it's just I've never seen it. Because everyone kills this thing so fucking quickly.
Yeah, wow, okay, he's already almost dead.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he's a pushover.
What?
Like, Gehrman is the true final boss of the game. Because Moon Presence is too much of a fucking pushover. I think I'll put Moon Presence... I don't even know, because I didn't even get that good of a feel for the fight. Because I beat him so quickly. Ranking.
That's kind of an interesting thing some people are saying in the comments.
What?
Saying that maybe that like one-shot attack is supposed to have some meaning to it. In the sense that if you think about it, more than likely that was something that killed so many other people that were ever witnessed it, and you didn't die from it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I do think an attack like that is pretty good if you don't know it's coming. Because if you just see your entire health go away, you're gonna panic. But like, if you just take a moment to realize, oh wait, I can just rally it all back, then it's not too bad. Then he just stands there and lets you do whatever for a minute. Like, I think he should do something during that attack, but I don't know what he should do.
I think some people are basically trying to say that effectively the Moon Presence isn't really a final boss fight. You're the final boss.
I guess in the context of the story,
in the
that makes
context of
sense.
the game, that makes sense because like you beat Gehrman. Gehrman's the real final boss, and now you're the final boss against the Moon Presence.
Because you are becoming the new host of the dream, so that...
Yeah, so you are basically more powerful than they offer it, and again, the fight is supposed to kind of represent that, which I could see that.
I could see that.
An interpretation.
That's a good interpretation. It still doesn't excuse the fact that he's a massive pushover. Like, honestly, I'll put him, like, bottom of B tier, I guess. Because he is really cool, it's just that he's such a big pushover. He does nothing. He just gets fucking slaughtered. And then you become a squid baby. This game is fucking weird. Been talking about Bloodborne for an hour and a half.
So I guess that depends on. So I guess that depends on what the umbilical cords are for, right?
The umbilical cords?
Yeah. Like, what are they again? Let me see. Third. Don't watch this me. Third of umbilical cord. Yes, I'm putting that in. Thank you. It got me what I wanted.
I think the lore reasoning for that is that the third umbilical cord is, I think it's from a Great One or a Great One's influence, and basically just grants you massive amounts of insight, and once you put all three of them together, you have so much insight that you have as much power as a Great One. Because when you pop those things, it does give you a buttload of insight.
It really says, a great relic known as the Cord of the Eye. Every infant Great One has this precursor to the umbilical cord, used to gain insight, and so they say eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails.
Yeah. Basically, it gives you so much insight that you basically have control over reality at some point or something. Whatever Great Ones do. Bloodborne's a weird game. It's a very, very strange game.
Wait, this is interesting too. Yosefka's cord. Provost Willem sought the cord in order to elevate his being and thoughts to those of a great one by lining his brain with eyes. Okay, that pretty much tells you what it does then.
Yeah.
The only choice he knew if a man were to ever match their greatness. So yeah, so basically, by the end of the game, you have so much insight, you're stronger than great ones. So yeah. I think
Which, I mean, that begs the question, what
one.
in the fuck is insight if you're gaining magic space powers from it?
Well, I guess it's like, it literally is like, I guess, eyes on the inside. It's like, it's you being able, I guess, to see through, like, what's going on in, like, the world, kind of, I guess.
I guess that would make sense, considering that the brain of Mensis is just a brain covered in eyes.
Yeah, so, like, I guess
and
it's
that
like...
thing is definitely a big powerhouse, because it fucking gives you frenzy anytime you look at it.
I'm just gonna look up insight on the wiki.
What is the lore reasoning for insight? Because clearly it's not just you're going crazy.
At 60 insight, a baby's cry can occasionally be heard off in the distance in any area except a hunter's dream.
Huh. Well, that's not creepy at all.
And also, you gotta give out too that, like, as you get higher insight, like, when you're at 40, you can start seeing the lesser amygdalas, if you ever got that high, which I did.
I did not. I used my insight.
Yeah, I got to 40 insight. I got to 40 insight, and you can see lesser amygdalas at the Cathedral Ward.
Actually, I might check my New Game Plus save at some point, see if I can see that, because I have a lot of insight. I think I have, like, 30-something. So, like, after I kill Vicar or Amelia, or either that or Bloodstarved Beast, whoever the next boss I'm fighting is, I'll definitely have to check that out. But, yeah, I think this is the ranking. I don't have
also,
any
the higher your insight, the lower your frenzy resistance.
That is true, yes.
But also, the higher your insight, the lower your beasthood.
I don't know. In the early game, I just used insight to buy, like, fire and bolt paper. Just so I could have a nice stockpile of that. Yeah, I think this is the tier list. I'm pretty happy with these results. I don't think I would change anything on here. I think this is pretty much how I would rank them. I will say one more thing about the moon presence. Its cutscene is so fucking cool.
It just
floats down from the moon. That shot is so cool. Anyways, that's it. Anything good on here? Yeah.
Jesus. That was a mouthful, yawn.
Yep. Do you have anything to say to the streaming audience?
I think this is a fine tier list. Except I disagree with 1v1 being on the same place as Flesh 2 Emissary. That's big placement. My bag of flesh doesn't deserve that placement.
Yeah, this is my tier list, and I really hate the One Reborn fight, so I did that anyways. To be fair, if we were going, like, objectively, I would have to put Ludwig above Orphan. And I can't do that. I love the Orphan fight so much. But, yeah. That's the tier list. If you enjoyed, as always, leave it a like. Stay undead, friends. And, the Bloodborne video is coming. I'm working on it. I'm working on the script. I'm actually writing a script for once. It's crazy.
Script.
I'm writing a script.
You're becoming professional.
It's gonna be a professional video, exactly. It's gonna be very professional production. Or as professional as my stupid ass is getting.